Hello everyone, so let's have a look as a continuity of the previous video. Let's have a look whether this car, my auto car, is getting set with the get auto here, while the other one is just printing the colors and wheels. I mean the my car, excuse me guys, my auto car, it is going to print the color and wheels, undoubtedly blue, true, and also whether it is having the auto gear or not, whether it is true or not, we will see. Understood, right? That is nice. So now what I will do is to separate those two things. I will just print some empty line, so I will just say in between both objects. Okay, so I will print some, let's say I will print some, okay, empty dot 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 line so that you can see the outcome properly. Okay, so something like this. Okay, like this. Okay, so before this whatever comes before this dot dot lines will be from the my car, that means the car that was created using the previous constructor. Then after the dot dot you will see the car created using the constructor, my auto car values, and this method is already there. We can remove it, we don't need it. My car dot drive method, so I'm just removing it. Okay, are we good guys? Yeah, we are good. Okay, so I'm going to run it and let's see what happens. And again before that I click this constructor with control, and you see this constructor is being selected, the first one. And again I sorry guys, go here and I will quickly click the next constructor, and see, you will see the second constructor is highlighted. The system will understand, okay, from that we will know system will understand from the values being passed, it will differentiate, okay, what is the constructor being used. Okay, very easy, right? Let's run it and see guys. I'll save it and I will run it. See, look at the outcomes. So first we have the maroon. Where does it come from? See, my car dot get color, we print that. So my car means which one? This one, right? So this is the car we are using, creating using the first constructor, maroon color and 8. And the auto gear is not true, we don't have the auto gear. Okay, so maroon is there. Then its wheels is printed, where? Here. So wheel number is 8, totally fine. Then I have a dot 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 just to separate the both of these values, both of the car object fields. So I have a dot dot. Then hereafter we will know the new my auto car fields are going to come. So what are the values I said? Blue, 4 volts, auto gear, true. That is fine. So let's see, blue is printed. Okay, printed. Where does it come? My auto car get color. So that's the color you set. And the wheels, number 4 is printed. And the auto gear, you see true is there. Why? Because I set the true value, true, to be true for the auto gear. That means auto gear is true. This car is going to have auto gear. Okay, so true is there. Okay. So you may ask, what if the user is sending false? That means it's not going to have auto gear. So it is same as this, no auto gears. So those are some, so you may ask then, if he can give the false here, so he can use this constructor itself. Why does he have to give the false here? Yeah, those are some issues with the coding and with the system, with the design I proposed to you. So just don't worry about those things for the moment. Just try to understand this constructor overloading scenario and how I tested the values. That's all. Sorry guys. So now this is fine, right? You have two constructors. So one car you are creating without an auto gear, other car is you are creating with an auto gear, and you are not allowed to set an auto gear later using the setter methods, because when you build the car, if you have the auto gear, you have it. If you don't have it, you don't have it. You cannot later customize it. You know, even the color you can customize, other thing you cannot customize. That is fine. So now I have a small question. In this object, okay, both objects are coming from one car class. Okay, so if we call the get auto gear method for this object, my car object, what will be the outcome? What I am telling is this one. I am going to print, just look at this guys, print my car, that means first car object, okay, then his auto gear. I didn't set an auto gear for him because I didn't use that particular constructor as well even. I'm using a separate constructor for this. But still, since he is also from the same car class, the variable will be there. Because I said you know, when you're creating an object, everything is in the car class will be able to be accessed by the object. The object is a creation of the car class. So a variable in the car class should be accessible using that object. That is undoubtful. But the problem is we didn't set the variable here, because we created a constructor for not setting the variable. We created another constructor for setting the variable. Now the user has created one car without using the particular variable constructor. But still both can be accessed, both object should give access to the AutoGear variable of themselves. Okay, so let's try to print this. You understand what I'm telling, right? Print this and see what happens. A nice Java application. See, it is giving false at the third line. So this is the third line printing, right? It is giving us false. Now you may ask, we never gave a false value here, right? We never used this constructor and sent a false value. AutoGear is not true, like that. But how did the false come here? So now, yes, it came, right? So for that you should have some understanding about the default values in Java. Okay, so just giving a small sneak peek into that. Every data type, okay, every data type, so every variable in the Java will have some default values. Okay, that means when you are saying Boolean AutoGear and giving a semicolon, you are not giving a value to that, right? You are just declaring the variable, not assigning anything. So when you are declaring the variable, Java will assign some default values for the variables. Okay, so this false value is being assigned default. So unless you assign true to this value to somewhere that happened here, this will be false until then. So for so like that, hold on a second, guys. So you should know something like this. For Boolean data types, the default value, I mean, if you just declare them and without assigning any value, if you don't do that, the default value will be false. For whom? For Boolean data types. Okay, so that is why in the car maker class we created the car. That's undoubtful, right? Car object. From where? In this class. So the system, what will do? It will come take the class and try to instantiate the class, like object from the class, using this first constructor. Oh my god, what happened to my machine? Hold on a second, guys, my machine is struggling. I'm just telling. So using this first constructor, the system is going to give what we call create that object. Okay, so the system will assign the value to string as the color value that you passed, wheels value that you passed, but still the object is having the AutoGear variable as well. But that Boolean variable is not being assigned with any value, but still the class casts this, so object also will have it. But what is the value? With the default value false. Okay, so now what you have to do is you have to go to the internet and find out what is the default value for integer, int. So if you don't assign any value to the wheels, okay, let's say you are creating a car constructor, car using another constructor. Let's say you have another constructor that is not taking the wheels as an input, that is only taking the color, let's say. So you are not assigning a value to the wheels. So now what will happen? What if you print the wheels value? What will be the value for because wheel is an integer data type. So you can check what is the default value for the integer data type. Also, if you don't assign any value to the color string, what will be the value, default value that the system will assign for the string data type? So you go for a study on that and find out what are the default values for them. Okay, guys. So yes, since we have tested it, so we are good. Something happens with my cursor, so don't worry, we have covered the context. So you know how the false value came now, because this is the default value for the Boolean. So since we didn't set any values using this first constructor, the default value will be printed if we try to retrieve this value of the Boolean, because the default value for the Boolean is false. So when you declare, at the very moment the system will assign false to this. So since you are not assigning any value to that Boolean AutoGear, the false value will be there for the Boolean. So when you are using a getter method and trying to get that Boolean value, false will be printed. Okay, guys. So that's all for this session. Don't worry, we will study further on this context. Until then, stay safe and consider subscribing us, guys. Stay safe.